Félicitations tout le monde. My question's about the dossiers that are presented.
Sorry, could you just say the name for the recording?
Marco Cantini.
Thank you, Marco.
Sorry. Yeah. All the reports, the monthly reports, are they available online, or can something be presented at the council meeting, a one-pager? Even the plan that you spoke about earlier, I think it's really important, but the one that the drinking water protection plan with the other municipalities and all that, is there a way to present it? Would you, the council and yourself accept? Is there a way that we could see what the plan is? Can we consult it also? Is there like a one-pager that can be done? So the information that you're accepting, what you're proposing, the citizens also have knowledge of what's being talked about, what's being accepted in council. So it's fine that we understand that things evolve and there's things that we accept. Je pense que ça serait aussi abordable puis facile à faire là, de présenter quelques mots, un slide, peu importe, pour que les citoyens soient au courant aussi qu'est-ce qu'il y a comme projet qui s'en vient. Et j'ai une autre question.
Je veux juste répondre à votre
Oui, vas-y. Oui, désolé.
Oui, le Conseil actuel, je crois, va demander à l'administration en début d'année de modifier un petit peu comment on procède. Par exemple, on nous a déjà demandé, lorsqu'il y a l'ordre du jour qui est publié, il y a une certaine contrainte gouvernementale, des choses qu'on peut et pas mettre directement sur le site, mais ça serait intéressant.
Des faits saillants, comme...
Oui, mais même en amont, tu sais, parce que quand vous voyez, je sais pas moi, demande de dérogation X, Y, Z, ben, ça serait fun peut-être qu'il y ait une ligne ou deux. On travaille sur quelque chose là-dessus, mais par contre, vous avez le droit, sous certaines circonstances, et je vais laisser M. Falquero, si ça vous intéresse vraiment avant qu'on modifie le plan de gestion de l'eau, il y a certaines contraintes là, que vous pouvez faire une demande pour certains documents. Et pour ce qui est des rapports mensuels, les élus, dans le futur, vont faire un petit compte rendu pour chaque département qui touche leur portfolio dans le futur.
OK.
Je vais laisser M. Falquero clarifier l'accès au document.
Je vais quand même ajouter que tantôt on a parlé qu'il va y avoir tout un programme qui va informer les citoyens des mesures qui vont être mises en place. C'est un programme conjoint avec les autres villes. So there is going to be information on all that is going to be communicated to the citizens about that project, in particular in the protection of the water.
Mais c'est sûr qu'en général, pour avoir les documents avant ou durant la réunion, c'est quelque chose sur lequel on travaille, comme M. Patterson nous dit. C'est sûr que dès demain matin, tous les documents mentionnés ici, les rapports, etc., sont disponibles, soit sur le site web directement ou sur demande. Encore là, on travaille aussi de bonifier ce qui est disponible sur le site web pour pas faire de demande à chaque reprise, qu'on va trouver les documents quand on les veut. So, going forward, we'll be trying to have more documents available before and during the meetings. And of course, everything is available after the meeting, currently by request, but we'll try to have more things available directly on the website, especially the things like the monthly reports and stuff like that.
I also have a second question. The city is looking for call for candidates. There's one that popped up, Environmental Advisory Committee. My question is, why is the mandate just 1 year? When you ask two people from, like two citizens to show up and to take part and to be part of a committee, I think 12 months is really short, especially that there's a new council. By the time people get in, it'll go in January. And then there's maybe 3 meetings, 4 meetings. Maybe it's not enough.
So what happens is it's someone that has left before the end of their term.
Yeah.
So how our bylaws are made is the person would complete the rest of that term, so they're not on their term.
Okay.
But then the council will have the opportunity to renew that mandate for a 2-year mandate in that sense. And
that's for the Environment Advisory Committee. Are there other committees that are also gonna come to term? It would be fun to see what's coming up, so people could invest their time and pick a committee that speaks to them.
Yeah.
Probably be easier.
If you haven't already done so, if you're subscribed to the town newsletter, every month we post that. So the other one that's en recrutement right now is the comité urbaniste, but we're looking for mostly for membre agricole first.
Yep.
And if we don't find a membre agricole, it would be from the general population in that
Perfect.
sense. But your points make a lot of sense.
Thank you.
Vous aviez une question? Non, c'est correct. Phyllis?
Congratulations, thank you very much. Phyllis Seiss,
my
Foster.
text.
I was wondering what the cultural agent does. I have never noticed.
So it's too late to apply now, Phyllis, because we just. So the highlights are when we did the cultural plan, when we had the artists, when we sat down with them, there was an issue with coordination of activities and so on. So the past few years, that committee, the person would help. For example, we had Monsieur Lachaise, we had other displays, other organizations, other displays, artistic displays that were done. The coordinator does not do them all, but they help coordinate. So for example, when we need one of the complaints was that sometimes they needed municipal resources to help put projects together. So we have one person that delegates that. And my explanation is very unrealistic, or what I'm telling you tonight, as to all that the person does. So I can get back to you with more detail, but I can tell you that it's what we realize in consulting with the artists is that we have a lot of potential, but to have them working together and have like for example, if we promote an activity and it's not each artist that has to promote on their own, we work together with them. But I will get back to you in more detail as to what that person does.
Okay, thanks, thank you.
They're very busy, I can promise you that. Yeah, it's all described in the politique culturelle, which unfortunately I don't have top of mind tonight, but it's quite a bit.
I have two questions that came up from your discussion. You talked about the demolition committee, and I'm curious to know, when a demolition permit is issued, is there a timeline that those buildings should be demolished in? We saw a house was just recently demolished, and that was fine. There's two others right in town that have been years since the permits were in, and they're just slowly sinking into the ground. Should there not be some kind of obligation on the part of the people who apply for the permit to tear the building down?
Yeah, well, so I think that, for example, there's a one on Maple Street that comes to mind.
Yeah.
I don't believe they've actually asked for a
No,
building.
there was a permit posted there about 3 years ago.
But you're right.
Yeah.
So I think that is a hole that we have in our urbanist bylaws that will have to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
And even those that don't act, like 401 Lakeside, which has been vacant, the old XL Swine, which has been vacant for many years. On Milton Road.
When you go past Rona and the apartment buildings, there's a
Yes.
building set back in the trees. That was a permit was issued years and years ago, and it's
Yeah.
still sitting there.
So I can let Mr. Falcaro add on to, because I think there are delays, but I think our future.
Yeah, there is. So if it's a case where it does not pass through the committee, then the demolition permit is granted. Or it's a case where it passes through the committee says yes, and the demolition permit is granted. In both cases, they have 12 months to do the work. If they don't, the permit expires. And it's like their right to demolish has expired.
Yeah.
Now, from there, the town can just do nothing if the person wants to leave it, or if the building is falling into disrepair, the town can take steps to force the owner to take it down, or take it down themselves at the owner's expense. But the answer to your first question was, yeah, they have a year from the permit to do the work.
Okay. My other question is, I may have been asleep when you were saying this, but which member is responsible for the public works?
So there is not going to be a specific councillor responsible for public works.
Oh.
And next month, you'll have a better portrait. Why? There are other committee nominations going. But my reflection, and I believe the council members agree with me, is that certain committees, there's a silo effect where, it's just, but all the council, our infrastructure is very important. So I think by just naming public works, didn't do justice to what we have to address in terms of our infrastructure. So there'll be new nominations there. But the first thing, if in your district you see something that is off, like you mentioned the pass earlier, I think, which is a more recurring problem that we have to address. But if it's something 311 right away, and then your councillor after that, and if it's more of a larger discussion, we're going to put people together and go that way, rather than have silos, specific silos. But you at the next meeting, we're going to be doing other nominations of other committees.
Okay, thank you.
Alors sur ce, est-ce que quelqu'un me répond?